Hi everybody, I'm here with Piper Lovelady. She is the owner of the new studio in Tequesta called Piper Lane Fit. Hi Piper.
Hi.
How you doing today?
Amazing.
Good,
Yes.
good. So
Yeah.
for those who don't know you, could you share a little bit about yourself?
I started dancing at a young age. I was 2 when my mom had put me into dance, and I had danced up until I was about 14 or 15. And throughout my dance years, I had experienced a lot of toxic people like the girls and the dance teachers. I was the only girl in my class at the age of 13 that didn't get my point shoes when everyone else did, and it was announced and known that I was the only person in the whole studio that didn't get it.
Why'd they gotta do that?
So I just remember running out to the car with my mom and just crying and could not get over it. So my mom immediately had put me in private dance lessons at that studio. It did make me try even harder for something that I wanted so bad.
No, I'm sure.
So eventually, after a lot of practice and a lot of privates, I finally got my point shoes because that's a big deal in the dance world. And I, after that, had started auditioning for other schools, other dance schools around the country. So I got into Texas Ballet Theater in Texas for summer, and I got into Joffrey Ballet for the summer as well. And it was the summer where COVID happened. I was super excited about all these like new steps that I was going to be taking, and I got a text that they would be postponing it to the year after because of COVID. So I was not able to attend that year along with everyone else. So I was like, you know what, whatever, like I'll still be dancing, like this is not going to end, so just move me to the next year. So my dance school here ended up going online. So we were doing online dance 3 hours every day.
Wow.
And finally we got the text that we were able to go back in person, but we had to wear masks. That kind of changed my whole perspective on dance. It kind of ruined it for me. I went back and we were all wearing masks. And like I said, it's 3.5 hours of dance every day. So I had a hard time breathing, like
Oh, I'm sure.
with
Like the
a mask. I felt like I was
stain.
suffocating.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So I went to the doctor. I got a doctor's note that I was asthmatic. So like either I don't wear a mask or I'm gonna end this here.
Right, yeah.
So I ended up going back. They said it was okay. So they made me like a little box of tape like in the corner, and I had to dance in that box, and I could not step outside of it and be where my friends were.
Oh my God.
That ruined it for me. Oh,
I feel like that would
yeah,
ruin it for anybody.
yeah,
That's like
it did.
complete isolation. Wow.
After that, I was so nervous because I didn't want to tell my mom that I wanted to quit because I felt like this is something she wanted me to do forever. It was like a random Tuesday. I remember the day exactly. I was supposed to go to jazz class. And I told her, I was so nervous. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, just please take me off. Like, I want to quit. So she had called, and I had ended up quitting on that random Tuesday.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
kind of how my Pilates and everything started, because I went from 3.5 hours every day to nothing, no physical activity, no working out, nothing. Decided to get more serious into doing yoga. I was taking yoga at this time and working at the front desk at my local yoga studio, working there. So I was taking on more hours, and I was like, maybe I get certified. I saw that there was a chance to get my 200-hour yoga teacher certification that summer, or after summer. It was like in August. So I decided to have my parents sign me up for it. I was not even 16 yet. I think I had just turned 16.
Young.
So I had ended up taking that training. I was the only young one in there, the only 16-year-old. Everyone else was like mid to late 40s.
Wow. Good for you.
Ended up doing that. I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was like, I want to say like 4 hours, 2 days out of the week during the weekday, and then all day Saturday. So I was with these people like all the time.
It's a
They were
commitment.
like family to me because we had gotten close and spent a lot of our days together. So anyways, that's like all aside. I started subbing yoga. I wasn't teaching full time or anything. I was just a sub. And I kind of knew then that wasn't really my passion after I'd went through all this training.
Okay.
And I think like a year later I got like another certification in yoga. It was a 50-hour certification.
Okay.
So I got that just to add on to it. And after that, I was like, maybe I just start doing all this Pilates stuff. Maybe I just try. So that's when my Pilates instructor that I was taking private lessons with 3 times a week with my mom, she was like, you really should just do it. Like, just, I'll tell you the right places to go, the right training to get, and just do it. So I had signed up for my Stop Pilates training right after that. I did my reformer training. After that, my Cadillac chair and barrels, which is other apparatuses in the Pilates certification. So, and then I did my mat training just last year, I think. Yeah,
Wow.
last year. And I did all that. It took about a year and a half with all my hours and trainings and stuff. And in the middle of training, I was working for other studios, local studios. It was about 5 I was working for at a time. So I was traveling back and forth between each studio, teaching, and had a lot of great experiences at most of the studios. Besides, there was this one that I had most of my hours there, of course.
Yeah.
And I did not have a good relationship with the owner. Very toxic relationship, but I didn't know how to get my way out of it because still I was very young. This was only like a year and a half ago. And so I continued working for her also because I didn't want to lose my clientele because I loved my clientele. They were like my second family to me.
Yeah.
This is when all the studio stuff kind of fell into place that I was going to be opening my own. There was a place available that they ended up selling it to us. And that's when we had started the whole process of Piper Lane Fit. So, I didn't tell anyone in the beginning. This was like this time last year. It was in December when we had bought the place. And I was like, I can't say. No, the December before that. So,
okay,
yes,
Decembers.
2 Decembers ago, I guess.
Wow.
Now it is. But I was like, I can't say anything because it's not like set in stone yet.
Right.
And still working for all these places. I was, I think it was in March, I want to say. Yeah, It was in March. Started dealing with a lot of health problems. My health started getting really bad. And I was like, I think it's time that I just tell the studios that I'm opening my own studio. My health is also bad, so I'm not really in the conditions to work right now.
Right.
And that's when I had told that one studio with the toxic relationship, and it kind of just went downhill. And immediately, like, let me go. And which was kind of, I was sad, but it was like a relief at the same time.
Like a blessing in disguise.
Because I was like, thank goodness, like, I don't have to deal with that anymore. So, and then I had quit my other jobs at the other studios because I wasn't in the conditions and the health to continue teaching. And that's kind of where everything started, where I started getting more into the health and wellness side was just a year ago. And it was around this time I got the flu really bad, like terribly bad.
Gross.
My body was so weak and could not fight off any sicknesses. I got bronchitis right after I got over the flu. The flu took me 12 days to get out of bed and then was in the hospital due to that. And then right after I like somewhat got over the bronchitis, on Easter, so in March, I woke up on Easter morning and told my mom, I was like, something's not right. Like, I don't feel good. I'm going to go lay back in bed. But that was nothing new because I had been complaining about not feeling good for months now.
Yeah.
And so I went and laid in bed and I called her and I was like, you need to get in here, something's wrong. And so she had ran in there and that's when I had started going in and out of consciousness, fainting and waking up and fainting, and I could not stay awake for long.
Goodness.
So immediately I called 911 and they got there. It felt like what took a lifetime to get there. I was like, I don't know how much longer I can stay awake, but I'm going to try and keep pushing through. So they had got me in the ambulance, taken me to the hospital. And immediately when I got through the hospital doors, I had the same doctor that I had the week before. And he was like, we're just admitting you because I've seen you way too often. I've been in the hospital, it's been now 12 times in the past year and a half. So it's been a lot. And I think they were like, okay, we have to get to the bottom of this. Yeah. So I was immediately hospitalized. It was for like 3.5 days. And they were running every test. What they had told me when I first got in there was it was seizures. So they put me on seizure medication. And the whole time I was like, it can't be. Like, I'm literally about to open a studio. It's going to ruin my life. And I won't be able to drive again. They'll take my license away from me. I'm, like, thinking all of these things in my head. And I had one nurse that really fought for me and was like, we're going to get to the bottom of this. I don't believe that this is what it could be. So they ran every test. Everything came back normal. And I'm like, I am absolutely not normal. There's something seriously wrong. So I got released and they did outpatient stuff. and seen every doctor under the sun. And that's when I had found my cardiologist, and I had went to see him, and he was like, so there's either one or two things you can do. You can be on all these meds for the rest of your life, or you can go the holistic route. And I was like, obviously I want to see the holistic route first. I'd been on so many meds that past year.
Yeah.
So he had introduced us to this machine called the Biocharger, which I now have in my studio. It's energy and frequency based. And so my dad's looking into it and all that, and he ends up buying it. And it's sitting in, or it was before we opened the studio, sitting in our living room for months. And we looked like this mad scientist like thing going on in our house, because it's like all these like tubes and stuff. So I was like, I don't believe in this thing. It's not going to work, because I was so sick. I'm like, nothing's going to help me.
Yeah.
So I sat in front of it the first time, and I got really, really sick. And I'm like, my chest is tightening. Everything hurts. There's something wrong. And I ran the parasite cleanse on me, on the machine. And I went to the bathroom the next day and like actually saw parasites come out.
Oh my goodness.
Which was super gross, but I'm like, I had a lot of crap in my body. And I had noticed that that's what it was, is like everything was like trying to release out of my body. So I kept doing that for like several weeks till we had opened the studio, and still dealing with health problems. And I decided to get my tonsils removed 2 weeks before opening. So I got my tonsils removed, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to push through my opening. So my grand opening was on October 5th. So I had to talk to hundreds of people. There was like well over 100 people at the studio for my opening. I was very shocked. I did not think that many were going to come.
That's good.
But it was awesome. And I went home, took my pain meds, woke up the next morning to start work at 7 a.m. on Monday. And after that, it's like, my anxiety and my problems, like everything kind of went away, because I knew I was in my own safe space that I created. And I spent a lot of time like really thinking about who I was going to hire. It had taken me months to like think about who I was going to have in my studio, because I wanted to make sure it was a safe place with good women and that were inviting. And yeah, that's kind of how it like all led up to this. And it's now been a few months. Yeah, it's been October 6th since we started our classes, and it is now January 20th. So it's been great. We've had well over 1,000 people come through the doors, and they've all been super supportive and great. And I've had a lot of amazing stories of women come up to me, especially this past week. There's one of my clients is going through a lot with her little girl, and she came up and ran into my arms and gave me the biggest hug, saying thank you for everything that you've done, because it's her place that she can go and just decompress and not think about everything else outside of those doors. So it just makes me feel good that I can like have a space for these women, and men too. I have men that come in as well, to feel this way, because I had never had anything like that through all of my dance years. And I also did modeling in between that, which also caused me a lot of problems. So it was just like, all that stuff. And I'm glad that I finally have a place where I can feel safe, but everyone else around me can.
Awesome. You ever hear that saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger? I forget the singer, but I'm like, sorry, I forget the singer. But that describes to me like that, because I mean, I'm a firm believer in going through hard times and then using those hard times and how you overcome it for like the benefit of other people and their health, and making them feel comfortable, because it's almost like a sort of like empathy, you know? It's like, I don't want you to go through anything remotely close to what I experienced. So here is what I'm doing now. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean,
Thank you.
This is really, seems like it was a big mark in your life, and you're still so young. You just said
I went through all this. I'm about to be 20, and I went through all of this at a young age, but I feel like I had to get to where I am today. And I know that a lot of girls have struggled with the same things that I've struggled with, or other things, and I just want them to feel welcome. I have Pilates and Prosecco every Friday night for all the girls, and last week, so we end at 6:30, and I had like a group of 7 girls still in the back talking, and I was like looking at the time, I was like, it's 7:30. I was like, what are they doing back there? And it was really cute because a lot of them, like a few of them had just moved here and didn't really have many friends. And so they were all like exchanging numbers and becoming friends and like making plans to like go do stuff during the week. And now they're all like a little friend group, and it's super sweet. And that's all I wanted. Like, I've met some of my best friends actually through doing this industry. Two of my good friends, Alayla and Adriana, over the summer when I was subbing at a gym, and another one of my good friends, Cassie, so at my studio. So they've all been super great. We hang out all the time and talk every single day. So it's been super sweet just meeting all new people. And
I'm sure. Yeah. That's incredible. What was that machine? It's called
Biocharger.
Biocharger. Now,
yes.
Can you go a little bit deeper into that? So what does it do for someone like coming in?
Yeah, so it has, it's energy and frequency based. It also has Rife in it. So it's this machine that you sit in front of. They have like thousands of different, they call them recipes. So I have POTS, which is a fainting disorder or whatever you want to call it. So, which is what I ended up finding out, like after all the months of my health problems, that it was that. And so I would like run that on myself. I also have Epstein-Barr, which is mono. That's why my immune system is so weak. So I could also run that on myself as well, or like people with like chronic migraines and things like that. We can add that to the machine and run that on them. So like I said, it's energy based, and we also have like the parasite cleanse and stuff like that. So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
I had never heard of that before.
Me neither. I haven't heard of it till I went to the doctor and he had mentioned it.
Yeah, but you see how like that experience was also used to like help other people too.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That is
well, and I feel like I had a conversation with a girl at my event, because we have events every week at Piper Lane Fit, and she had come to be a part of my event and had started talking to me, and her 14-year-old little girl is also going through the exact same issues that I was going through. And she's like, I've never heard anyone, because it's just like weird stuff, like out of the blue, it just happens out of nowhere. And she's like, I've never seen anyone with this kind of stuff. And she had talked to me, and she's like, you're literally my daughter. My daughter has the exact same things that you have. And she cried with me, and it helped her like kind of like see that there is hope at the end, like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Because when you're going through it, you just never see your way out of it. And at the time, I was like, I'm never going to get over this. I'll never be able to teach again, because my body was so weak, and all I wanted to do was just stay in bed all day long. So it was a long journey. It was only a year of like really all of this, but I'm like, 2026, I can't wait for, because it was a lot.
It sounds like your parents were obviously like a huge role in your support system, your motivations, and that's really...
My mom works the front desk too, so we're with each other every day, which is nice.
Great. Yeah. So, do you live near Tequesta or in Tequesta?
Yeah, so we live like 10 minutes away.
That's awesome.
So it's like very close, grew up there.
That's great.
So everything's in my own little bubble, like I don't really have to leave the area, which is nice.
That's good. I was doing a little research. I've never done Pilates before.
Oh, really?
There I said it.
Yes.
But like I've never done it. And actually just an interesting fact, my sister brought it up last night, because I was like, I'm so excited, I'm going to interview Piper tomorrow. Aww. And she was like, did you know that the Pilates term was just named after the person who founded it? His name is Joseph Pilates.
Yes.
But it really was called, the scientific term for it was contrology. Contrology. So it's about like control.
Yes.
Control of the muscles, control of the movement. That's so interesting.
Yes.
Is there like, is every workout or every movement controlled?
Yes, everything. I'm always like in my class, I'm like, slow and controlled. We slowly lower our arms. Everything is, you're basically getting into the little muscles that you don't work if you go into the gym and stuff. So we do tiny little movements, like arm circle, like little circles are a big thing. Pulses, we pulse everything out. So you're getting all the little movements that you typically don't get in the gym, and it's also better on your body in the long run. because we use spring tensions instead of weights. So they're lighter spring tensions, more reps, instead of heavy, less reps, if that makes sense. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what other services are available at Piper Lane Fit? What is like your layout of services?
So we have Pilates Reformer. We have all different styles of classes, or upbeat, like fast-paced classes or slower-paced classes. We also have some for beginners as well. I have a whole other side of the studio, which is an open room. So I have like bar fitness, yoga, mat Pilates, HIIT classes, adult ballet. And then I have all my wellness suites. So I have the red light therapy, sauna, cold plunge, and Biocharger.
Wow.
So I have all of that. And yeah, and like I said, we host events and pop-ups every week. And guest instructors, I'm going to have guest instructor Melania teach in March. So she's a big instructor. So she's going to come and teach that in March.
Wow.
So it's been exciting just like meeting new people and having a big community of everyone to get together, and also supporting other small local businesses as well.
Wow, that's great.
That we have on the weekends. So
do you guys, this is probably a weird question, I just thought of it, but do you guys ever host like birthday parties?
Yeah, so we've actually gotten a lot of people asking for birthday parties, like coming up and stuff.
Awesome.
So we haven't hosted one yet, but we've hosted like team, like we had like a wellness like team event last week, I think it was. So we did IVs, and I have a coffee girl that comes, White Cap Coffee. She comes every weekend. So she came with her matcha and coffee.
Awesome.
And then I
Yum.
did a Pilates class, and then my HIIT instructor Mike did a HIIT class. So
Wow.
yeah, it was fun. So we've done like wellness events, and like one of my good friends, Abby, she's an esthetician, so we did a collab where I taught Pilates, and then she followed it up with like mini facials afterwards. So
Oh, that's awesome.
that was one of my favorites.
I'm totally due for a facial.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
Might
So
have to
yeah,
do another one of those.
yeah, right.
I have to come.
Yes, there's more to come. Yeah, we really enjoyed that one. That was one of my favorite events. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So is there like recurring events, or is it, do you do like seasonal events?
No,
like,
so this weekend we're having a smaller local workout activewear line coming on Saturday, tomorrow.
Wow.
And so yeah, and then we have our Galentine's event coming on February 13th. So that will be local vendors to shop around, and then we're going to make little like cute claw clips and stuff like after class. So we have like fun arts and crafts. We try to like make it fun. We did a big Nutcracker event in December, and it was like a big event. We had vendors, and
oh, that's so cool.
it was really fun. We like went all out and decorated like Nutcracker themed.
Wow.
Because Nutcracker holds a really big part in my life after all my dance years. So
I'm sure.
Yeah.
My cousin, she's the like ballet director in Massachusetts.
Okay.
I think it's called the Hanover Theater. I don't know, but
Okay.
every year they do a Nutcracker.
Yep.
And they need a Cara.
Yeah.
And they need like all these the
Yeah.
Nutcracker guys. So
Yeah.
did you teach ballet?
So one of my instructors, Rebecca, she's actually a professional dancer, and she teaches reformer Pilates. She teaches our adult ballet classes and everything at the studio. So she taught like a 30-minute ballet class, and I taught a 30-minute reformer, and we kind of like swapped. So that was fun. We had a lot of girls there that night. It's fun because it's just like fun little girly things that you can do, like, you know, even at an older age. My mom takes adult ballet every single week and loves it. So
that's awesome.
it's just a fun time. So
yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, I used to do ballet when I was really, really young for my church, and I always looked forward to that bonding aspect you talked about, like our lunch break where we all get out our little lunch boxes and get to sit in a circle and bond, because that makes like a team ultimately, you know, it helps everything go more smoothly, in my opinion.
Yes.
So that's really great that all you're doing and everything.
Yeah.
As far as like events and news goes, where can people like read about that if they want to sign up or?
I have a social media girl, and she does really great on social media about posting everything. She actually does all of my events. Her name's Emery, and she's the best. So she actually plans out all my events and does all of that for me. So she has been the best. So she posts everything on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, and then we have our own Piper Lane Fit app as well, which is easier to sign up for classes. And
you have an app?
Yes.
Like through the App Store application? Wait, that's awesome.
And it's way easier. Like, we are obviously on MindBody too, but like it's way easier to sign up on the app because everything's like laid out and organized on there.
That is so
yes.
cool. Oh my gosh. So what's your Instagram handle?
It is Piper Lane Fit.
Just Piper Lane Fit. Okay. Do you have a website too, or just the app?
I do.
And it's just Piper
It's just Piper Lane Fit too. Yeah.
.com.
I would have to double check that, but yes.
Yeah. Oh wait, that's awesome.
Yes.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Making me like want to come over.
Yes.
That's really,
and it's
really
so
cool.
pretty and feminine and girly. But like I said, we also have guys too that come in.
Yeah.
And they still love it too. We had a guy yesterday using the sauna and cold plunge. So
yeah.
we have guys all the time. Yes, he loved it. Yes, he was there.
So awesome. So you have cold plunge too?
Yes, I do.
You do.
Cold plunge, yeah.
Is that something that people can just walk in and do, or do you?
No, you can just come in and do. So like the guy yesterday that came in, he just came in and signed up for sauna and cold plunge session and went and took that. So
That's so sick.
Yeah.
I still haven't done that either. I've done like the ALS ice bucket challenge.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm sure everyone knows about that. I don't know if you, but I mean, that was even frigid.
Right.
But
I know. It's like kind of a discipline thing. You have to like work up to it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'd be like yelling at myself. I'd be like, stay in longer. Yeah. Oh, that's great. And it tones your muscles, right?
Yes, it like burns fat, the cold plunge.
Okay.
Yeah. And then also speeds up your metabolism. And for me, like personally, it just like helps with my anxiety. Like when I'm in there, everything just kind of goes
Controlled
away.
breath. That I know about.
Goes away.
Controlling your breath.
Yeah.
You can go in there and just be like, oh, wow, I haven't breathed in 2 minutes.
Right.
I should probably do that, right?
Yeah.
What can you tell me about mind and body connection? Because we just talked about how anxiety and then doing the cold plunge, like it makes you kind of like merge the two. And what is that like?
I would say like, for me, like my breathing. My one instructor, Rebecca, that I was just talking about, she's so funny. Like, I take her classes all the time, and she's like, why aren't you breathing? And I'm like, oh, wait. So always, like, going back to, like, the focus of my breath, because I always forget to breathe sometimes. And, like, knowing that you can just take a moment and take an inhale, like, feels really good. And another thing that just, like, helps me is just working out consistently. Like, when I'm not is when I notice that I just, like, my anxiety gets worse, and just working out and taking care of my body is a big thing for me personally.
I feel like it's like that for a lot of people, because I feel like when I haven't worked out in even like a week, it's like I'm like, wait a minute, why am I thinking about things I feel bad about? Like, or like why am I recounting my whole life?
Moving your body is good.
So it leaks into your current life.
Yes.
Like, so that's really awesome. I think that's good. That's important too. And the way that you relate with like younger girls too, and like even older people, but like especially like these ages like are harder, you know?
Yeah, they
like,
are.
When, you know, we're physically changing, emotionally changing. So having that, you know, space for comfortability, understanding, patience, being like, this is a no drama zone, this is a no hatred zone. That's kind of hard to find. And, you know, for someone like me or anyone else who like has never explored this side of fitness, it can be intimidating.
Yeah. And that's why I wanted to make sure, because I've worked at studios where it's like all about your looks and this, that, and the third. And that just is uncomfortable and not welcoming.
And it can trip you up, right?
And I have, like, at my studio, all different body types, all different ages. My oldest client is 88 years old.
Oh my God, I love that.
She's so cute. And then I've had, like, such young clients, and yeah, they're so cute. We have puppies that are always in the studio, babies. We have all of the above. I have a little puppy, and my instructor brings her puppies in as well. So it's cute. It's a fun time. It's just one big family.
Well, thank you so much, Piper, for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Again, I can't wait to come, stop by, say hi. Maybe I'll host my birthday party there.
Right?
Who knows? It's in March, so
yes, you'll have to. I'll be having mine there probably, because I'll be working on that day.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Yeah.
Well,
it'll be a fun time.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
You know where to find her. Piper Lane Fit on Instagram. TikTok is the same thing.
Yes.
Piper Lane Fit. And then her website is piperlanefit.com. Yes. And she has an app, which is so freaking cool.
Yes.
All right. Go check it out.
Thank you.